Hello, and thank you for watching another episode of Redbeard Shaves. Today, I'm going to be giving my impressions on the Karve Overlander brass razor. Just got this in this last week. I've been shaving with it every day, and we'll discuss my opinions on that. Inside I have loaded up a fresh Wizamet Super Iridium blade. I mixed up a gorgeous lather today with House of Mammoth Kryptonite. This is in Ben's original base, and in the original release, as you can see, it came dyed in a green soap. Pretty cool, kind of like a Slimer green from Ghostbusters, and it even whips up with a little bit of a minty green hue. Mix that up today in my Sawdust Creation Studio Bobby Moffett brush. Believe this has a V11 hand knot in it. Pretty jelly. Really enjoy it. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to wet the head and get this shave going. So if you haven't heard, Karve Shaving out of Canada, recently in the last 2-3 months had released the Karve Overlander, and initially its offerings are in aluminum and brass. I'm not quite sure if Chris has a plan to bring it out in other metals or not, but I really like the Karve Christopher Bradley, and so the price was right with this. It comes up to, I think, right at $109 US. And I did buy the stand with it, so it was a little bit more than that, but I had no expectations of this razor at all. I just was like, it's a cool looking razor. I like the handle design, and let's give it a go. I mean, as a lot of us know, the Canadians make some of the best razors in the world. I mean, the four big shooters I can think of just off the top of my head are Karve Shaving, Razor Rock, Wolfman, and of course my #1 razor, which is Rockwell, are all based out of Canada. And they just produce good quality razors. And when I first shaved with the Overlander, I think I had 3 or 4 days worth of growth. On the Karve website, it says that it's good for daily shaving or multiple days worth of growth. You know, a lot of companies say that, but you never really know until you've tried it out. But this puppy blew right through, it was like 3 or 4 days worth of growth. And without having any expectations, I hadn't read any previous reviews, I hadn't watched any videos, I hadn't talked to anybody about it. I just shaved with it, and my initial impressions were like, literally, holy shit, this thing is smooth. And it's not just smooth, but it is like incredibly efficient too. Does the brass model, has a 3.55 inch handle, and it comes in at 110 grams. It has a 0.73 blade gap with a 0.07 blade exposure. So you do feel a little bit of blade. But, oh my goodness, this thing is just so smooth. Even with brass that can get kind of draggy, at least in my experience, this just performs flawlessly. It's just so intuitive that you really can't say enough. I mean, it just left me speechless the first couple of times I used it. If you can see on the bottom, there's huge channels cut into the base plate, so no lather or anything gets held up in there. It moves that lather away from the blade gorgeously. The weight is nice. And so impressed with this razor that when they come back in stock, I do plan on ordering an aluminum one just to try one in a lighter weight, since I'm kind of curious to try lighter weight razors this year, such as titanium. And I just love the way that this Overlander is performing so much. I went ahead and decided that I'll start that lighter weight journey with the aluminum when it comes back into stock. I mean, it's just so comfortable. Even if you don't get the angle quite right, it's still super smooth. It doesn't skip, it doesn't bounce. I haven't noticed any blade chatter in it. I've used a variety of different blades in there now. It's been just absolute stunning to shave with. And can't say enough to Chris on good job on this razor. It really came out with a winner. This I do plan on putting head to head against the 6S, because it might defeat the 6S on my #1 spot. I mean, just so far, you don't even have to go over any of my rough spots for a cleanup. It's just been that efficient, that good. Really, really impressed. The Mammoth Kryptonite, just talk a little bit about the soap in case you're not familiar with it. This one is a fresh lime scent. I love lime. Lime's my citrus go-to. And he has a little bit, not a lot. It's not like the creepers or the cryogens, but there is just a touch of synthetic menthol in the soap and in the aftershave splash. Gives just a little bit of a cooling effect. Don't expect it to freeze your face off or freeze your head off like Terror from Barrister and Man or anything like that. But just gives a nice little cooling sensation. And as always, Mammoth soaps perform phenomenally for me. It's one of my favorite artisans for soap makers out there. Really, really enjoy it. I have not yet tried the Overlander just going against the grain. He does kind of advertise that you can just as comfortably start off your shave against the grain. And with how smooth that this has been, I could see that. It's just so smooth. I can't get over it. I can't think of an initial razor that I just picked up from the very first time, and it's like I've had it for 100 years and used it a million times. It was just that simple to maneuver, and like I said, it's just so efficient. It doesn't leave anything in the dark, anything behind in its path. It's been just as comfortable to shave with on a daily shave basis versus even having a few days worth of growth. It's been really, really nice. So, and the price isn't bad either. You know, sometimes you get into these artisan-made razors and they come with a hefty price point, but this one's really competitive. I'm not gonna break the bank. It's gonna last you for a very, very long time. As long as you take care of it. So I know that Chris has been producing these as quick as he can, and he's been doing small drops. If you go onto his website at Karve Shaving and it says it's out of stock, you can sign up your email and he will send an email on the time of the next drop. So that's helpful. I've been able to shave even over bare skin multiple times. I haven't had any irritation. Everything, it's just been just smooth. That's how I describe it the best, is it's just a really smooth, efficient shaver that can be used daily, or even if you're every couple of days or every few days shaver, it will definitely mow down heavier growth as well. Excellent grip on the handle. I don't get any slipping at all. And just wonderful. Works off the head. That is a gorgeous BBS shave. Get all this extra lather off of me. So, I don't know. There's a lot of razors out there. Everybody feels differently about efficiency and aggression, and everybody has different skin. I have some mild razors out there that I really enjoy, and I have some super aggressive razors out there that I really enjoy. But the Karve Overlander has really met in the middle with both of those. I mean, you're still going to get a little bit of blade feel. With the brass, you've got the good weight. Super smooth. Even with the brass, with the bead blasted brass, I found, like on the Christopher Bradley, that I had a little bit of drag. This still has a little tiny bit of drag, but it doesn't affect the shave at all, which is pretty impressive. Have the matching Kryptonite splash. I'm going to put on just a little bit of that. And that is these original Mammoth splashes were kind of a high alcohol splash. I don't feel any burn or irritation at all. Even going over some of my trouble spots a little extra today. Still just a nice, buttery, smooth, wonderful, wonderful shave. So I will leave the link down in the description below if you guys are interested in trying out a new razor, and especially for a great head shaver. Can't say enough that I would definitely recommend the Karve Overlander. It's a beautiful shaver, beautifully designed, and I am really, really enjoying it. So, hope you guys are having great shaves out there. Remember, do something kind for somebody. You never know when it'll help them out through a rough patch in their life. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. This is Redbeard out. Take care. Bye-bye.